Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are doing my January TBR, but I'm also going to talk about the books that I read in December as well and just do it all in one video this time around because I only read 6 books in December, which is on the lower side for me, so I thought I would just do it all in one video. We're going to quickly talk about the books that I read in December before we get into January's TBR. I did not prepare like I normally do at the start of these videos, so bear with me while I find my stats and everything. So the first book that I read in December was called The Sleep Tight Motel, and it was a little novella, like 50 pages on my Kindle. It was enjoyable, nothing too crazy. I gave it 3 stars. So I enjoyed it, but I am never going to think about it again. And honestly, I forgot what happened in it already. So there's that one. And then I reread Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I really do enjoy this one, mainly because my favorite character comes in this one. Which, if you don't know, my favorite Harry Potter character is Nymphadora Tonks. So I love her debut in this book. I was so excited when she came in to the picture, but reread of this series is going well. 5 stars as always, so that one. And then I read Nightbane. This is the second book in the Lightlark series. I really enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Lightlark. I really liked getting to see the background that Isla went through before the Centennial Games. So I really enjoyed this one, and the ending had me shook. I was not expecting that ending, so I'm super excited to read the third one. And this book I gave a 4.5 star, I believe. Yeah. I gave this one 4.5 stars, so almost to a 5 star, but not quite. There was still a little bit of things that moved a little slower or just wasn't as enjoyable for me, but overall I really enjoyed this book. Next, I read the 6th volume of Spy Family. I've talked about one of these every month, so I'm not going to go into much detail about it, but following the same story, spy, fake family, mom is an assassin, daughter is a mind reader, all the things, the dog can see the future, all these little things, but it is really fun and enjoyable. 3 stars. And then I read The Christmas Tree Farm. This one I finished a couple days before Christmas, and I enjoyed it. I liked it more than the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, but less than the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So I gave it 3 stars. The story was really cute, and I loved the dogs in this one because I am a huge dog person, and I thought it was a cute little fun Christmas rom-com, but it's not going to stick with me. I don't really care too much, and a Christmas book can only be so good, you know? So that one. We're going through these kind of rapid fire. I'm not talking much about them, but sorry. And then the last book that I read in December was Ruthless Vows. This one I gave 4.75. I really enjoyed this duology. It was so good. I'm giving it 4.75 because I did get into a little bit of a reading slump while trying to read this. I think mainly it was because I was on vacation and I came home from vacation with COVID, so I just did not want to read for like 2 weeks straight basically. So I started this book on December 1st and finished it on December 31st. Normally does not take me that long to read a book, especially one that's 400 pages, because I can read Kingdom of Ash. I read in like 2 weeks, and that's almost 1,000 pages. So that's why it's 4.75 and not 5 star. But I loved Roman and Iris in the whole duology, but in this one I also really loved Addie and Tobias. So I'm glad I finally got this duology off of my TBR because I've been wanting to read it since it came out. So very excited for that. Now let's get into our January TBR. Let me pull out my thing. I did restock this. I just did all of the same prompts that I already had because I didn't feel like going through and rewriting a bunch of them. So I just re-put ones that I've already pulled all back into the one jar. But we're going to pull 6 books because I think 6 books is a good number. So first one is Bookstagram chooses, already starting off with a banger. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to pick 2 different books that I want to read, and then I will let Bookstagram choose which one I read. Part of me kind of wants to put 2 Kristen Hanna books up against each other because I really do want to read more of her books. And I have an idea that I want to do. So I think I'm going to do The Women by Kristen Hanna and either Firefly Lane or The Great Alone. But I think I might do The Great Alone. Mainly because they're both hardcovers, so they'll look good next to each other in the picture. I take a picture of these 2 guys. I'm just going to do it on this chair right here maybe. And post it to my story. If you're not following me on Bookstagram, you definitely should so that you can follow along and help me choose when the time comes. So I am going to post that to my story. Just posted, and we will come back to it and see. We'll probably let it sit. I'm going to be going to the bookstore with my family, so might let it sit until I get home from that so that it can be up for a good amount of time. Next prompt, book number 2. A book with a pink cover. What books do I have with a pink cover? I see one right away. Oh, it's red, not pink. The spine is pink. Damn, okay. I really wanted to do that one. But I do have another good one down here. I could do Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I could do Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I'm not sure which one I want to do. This one's a little bit shorter, so might be easier to read. But I also think this one is part of an interconnected standalone series, and I have not read When in Rome, and I think that's the first one. So I know I could read this one without reading that one, but do I want to read them in order? I don't know. I've seen such great things about this series so far, so part of me really wants to pick this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Prompt number 3. Grabbing this one. A book with a person's name in the title. Interesting. I could do Cersei. It's a one-word title, but it's also the name of the character. So I could do this one. I could do Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Is Magnolia Parks a person's name? Yep. So I could do Magnolia Parks as well. I really do want to start this series, but do I want to commit to starting a whole new series when I already added Wild Love to the mix? It's definitely between one of these 2 books. Oh, there's already some fiction and romance. I think I might do Cersei. As much as I really want to pick Magnolia Parks, I feel like I just need to add a little bit more variety to the mix so far because we've got a romance, we've got a just normal fiction slash romance thing. So this would be adding another romance versus this will just add a little bit something different, Greek mythology. So I think I'm going to do Cersei. Hope I can add some fantasy or something to this list because fantasy in the winter is so good and just all the same right now. Okay. Prompt number 4. We've got a book you can finish in a day. I already know exactly what I'm going to grab, and that is volume 7 of Lore Olympus. I will be able to finish this one super quick. And it's a library book that is due by the end of the month. So perfect. And this technically is fantasy, but also Greek mythology, which is what Circe is too. So interesting. That was a fast and easy pick. I love that. Okay. A book in a series. Oh my gosh, so many series related things. Let's see. So because it's a book in a series, I could either start a new series or continue a series I'm already in the middle of, which I think I'm going to do that one so that I can try to get through some series that I'm in the middle of. So with that said, I think the best option will be Eldest, which is a fantasy book, so that is perfect. Second book in the Aragon series. A lot of the other ones are books that I don't own, which I guess I could do also. Look at my reading journal here to my series tracker. Oh, just kidding. Forgot about this. I'm not going to pick this one because I forgot for a second that something is coming out this month that will immediately, anything that I'm in the middle of reading is going to be put on pause. That of course is Onyx Storm, the third and the fourth Wing series. So I'm going to be choosing that one as a book in a series because I know I'm going to be reading it anyway, and whatever I'm in the middle of, I'm going to drop completely to read that book. So for sure, I am picking that one for this prompt because it just makes the most sense, and I'm so excited to read that book. So that will be the fifth book. Oh my gosh, we're already on the last one. That's so sad. But here we go. Last prompt. What's it's gonna be? A book written, or a book with a green cover. That's fun. Ooh, there's this one. Wayward. Not 100% sure what this one's about, but I know that I've seen it around, and it looks interesting. I also have Tress of the Emerald Sea. I think it's going to be between these two. So let me read the back of them a little bit and see which one sounds more fun. This one does sound really good, and I do really want to read a Brandon Sanderson book. This one does sound very interesting as well. It takes place over like 3 different time periods, which is interesting. I think I might do so that is 6 books picked, but we still have to wait and see what's gonna win the Bookstagram chooses, which right now there is no votes at all on it. So we are just going to sit and wait, I guess, and I will come back once we have a winner. I'm glad I chose that one first, but I'm probably going to just let it stay up like all day, and then when I come back from the bookstore with my family, I might look at it and call it then. But if there's only like 2 votes on it by then, I will probably just leave it up, maybe check it tomorrow morning or something. But feeling pretty good about this TBR so far, so that's exciting. Okay, I am back from going to the bookstore, and I have the results are in. 8, 9, 10 people have voted so far, but it has been the same winner since the beginning, so I'm just gonna call it now. So the winner between Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone or The Women was The Women. So this is the one that I will be adding to my TBR for the month. I'm actually so excited that this one won because I have a video that I want to film this month with this book already. So it's perfect because now it'll be checked off of my TBR, but then also useful for the video. So let's go through all of the books that I will be reading this month. So prompt number 1 was Bookstagram chooses, and they chose The Women by Kristen Hanna. The next prompt was a book with a pink cover, and for that book, I chose Wild Love by Elsie Silver. The third prompt was a book with a person's name in the title, and I picked Circe by Madeline Miller. The fourth prompt was a book you can finish in a day, and I picked Lore Olympus, which I actually have been sitting here reading already for a little bit, and so I'm already more than halfway done with it. So I will be finishing this today, which great way to start off the new year, first day of the month and year, first day of the new year, and I'm already going to have one book done on my Goodreads list. The fifth prompt was a book in a series, and I am picking Onyx Storm, which obviously I don't have yet because it doesn't come out until the 21st. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in the month because it comes out at the end of the month, but I will be starting it immediately, so I probably can finish it before the end of the month. And then the last prompt is a book with a green cover, and we picked Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, my first Brandon Sanderson book, and I am super excited. So this is a pretty good little TBR for the month, so I'm excited to get reading.